very first, before I go to the introductory slide, I must explain the title of today's talk. All of you have heard about, all of you know about Vedas. So what do I mean by understanding the Vedas? Am I going to an alien group who does not know anything about Veda to title this talk with understanding the Vedas? No, not at all. I respect there are Veda scholars, Vedanic scholars, academic scholars here. What I mean by the word understanding the Vedas. As you all know, understanding is at various levels. Superficial understanding, bookish knowledge, deeper knowledge, subtle knowledge. And as successful professionals, all of you, I don't have to explain the importance of understanding. Without understanding, you cannot do anything successfully. Then what do I mean by understanding the Vedas? I want to say that the understanding in a secular study, whether it is medicine, engineering, academics, law, however deeply you understand the subject, our shastras, the understanding, our shastra says, Anubhavam eva shastra. Veda is a shastra. Even the meaning of the word shastra, it is science. Many people, it may be surprised to know, Tarka Shastra, Nyaya Shastra, all our Shabdarshanas are shastras, science. Whereas, all other religions, again this is another confusion, because we learn everything in English, we don't fully pay attention. At least I will speak about Malayalam, many other languages also. Religion is translated in Malayalam as Mata. Telugu, many other southern languages that I don't know what is the word for in Hindi for religion. But Matam means opinion, from Madi, from mind. So, the Malayalam that uses a Sanskrit word, so we understand Madam means religion. Madam means opinion, that part we do not understand. In the same manner, when we talk about Vedas, all our science, Anubhavam eva shastram. Anubhavam means experience. Science is experience. So our shastra, we must be able to experience, we must be able to internalize our shastra. So with these few words on the title, I have 6 or 8 bullet points on for today's talk. Introduction, I'll give a brief introduction, then at the end of the introduction, I say that Vedic study is neglected. So I identified some of the causes for neglect of the study of the Vedas. All of us quickly go to Veda, Upanishads, and the power of the Upanishads. So another reason, as Srinidhi mentioned in the initial introduction, he has not had time to dwell into the Vedas. So many of us may not have studied, so I am trying to identify some of the causes. Understanding the Vedas, the Sri Aurobindo way, the spiritual and psychological meanings of Veda, the Veda details, the way forward, how can we benefit, the first mantra of RV, and about Sakshi trust. So, I have put 8 points there. I will try to gloss out, I have a few slides in each of these. The first 2 only for setting the stage. I will use that, but I won't spend too much time. I want you to pay attention to the third, the understanding the Vedas, part, the Veda details, and the way forward. Those are the three, what I consider to be the essence of what I mean by today's understanding. And then of course, I will close with a few final remarks and all that, and then I will take questions. So please, as I talk, if you have questions, please hold your questions until the end. Sometimes the answers will come in a later slide. So this first two part of the introduction and the causes of neglect, I will read through, and where needed I will give an explanation. Vedas are the pramanas of Sanatana Dharma. What do we mean by pramana? Pramana means the authority. If you have a doubt, go and hear what Vedas says on that point. It is called a Shruti. It is revealed knowledge. No one can, it is not anyone's opinion. Shruti as opposed to Smriti. So Shruti, revealed knowledge. You cannot take a letter away, you cannot add a letter. So that is the pramana, that is the authority. Vedas are considered as the oldest books of wisdom. Every religious faith calls its book as a book of wisdom, but this is the oldest wisdom. This has given the clues for development of many religious practices in other religions as well. And of course, the Vedas are revered by almost all people of Southern Dharma. But most Southern Dharma followers have neither read the Vedas nor understood what exactly the Vedas state. They have heard from their parents and forefathers and followed the essentials of whatever their families followed as the teachings of Vedas. All of you many of you are chanting Vedas, many of you are doing meditation, many of you are doing yoga. All these have sprung from Vedas. So whether you chant with the Veda mantras per se, or whether you are following any of those, you are all connected with Veda. So in that sense, whatever practices you are doing, please continue doing. Those who are not doing any Veda practice, hopefully at the end of this lecture, I can give a momentum or motivation to spend more time in the Vedas. So how has the Veda been transmitted? Evam parampara praptam, by parampara, Guru Shishya parampara. From a Guru, you learn the chanting of Veda, and few schools, what I mean by the Veda Pathshala. Veda Pathshala for the correct chanting of the Veda mantras, and usually the Veda Pathshalas are restricted to young boys after their Diksha, after their initiation or their Upanayana. Upanayana is the sacred thread. After that, in fact, the reason it is called Upanayana, you are leading him, Upanayanam, you are leading the Vadu, the Brahmachari, to a teacher. So he gets the right to learn. That is how the custom has come. Many others, those who had Diksha can also learn later, even if you didn't learn early on. If you have had the introduction to Diksha and all that, then there are teachers who may teach you to learn Veda chanting. Some followed worship and conduct of yajnas. But neither chanters nor worshippers knew nor told the meanings of mantras or yajnas. So we are getting into why many people say, I haven't studied Veda or I have not understood Veda. We are leading to the point. But what is more disconcerting is that many negative stereotypes, critical reviews of the Vedas from 20th century onwards. Some of the negatives, Vedas mean rituals. Rituals are for the superstitious. So many people have asked me and participated in yajna and all that. Hey, you are a scientist, you are a PhD. Not only you are a PhD, you are a NASA scientist to boot. And you are doing this yajna? I said, that is why. I used to answer them. whether they believed it or not. Ours is a Shastra. Veda is a Shastra, Tarka is a Shastra, Nyaya is a, it is all scientific. So, those who are scientists, I have nothing to do with that, that is the reason for you to understand the scientific aspects of the Veda. Veda mantras chanted by priests to do pujas, hamans, etc. No one understands because this is not stated in any negative or derogatory way. When students are taken at the age of 7 and 9 and 11, that is the entry stage that the boys get the Hunayam and they take them to the Veda Parsha. And then in the next 20 years, what is the time to explain the meaning? The Veda itself is so vast, they have to learn the chanting, they have to learn so many mantras, and then they have to take 2 or 3 years practice with an established practitioner. So where is the time to teach them? So we are in a situation, they are being told to do the correct intonation with which to do the chanting, and they would have picked up over the years what is, why we do this and how they will be answered, but they are not in a position to tell you about the depth of Veda. So no one is there to explain to anybody. And there are no classes like Vedanta classes being done by many Vedanta groups. So no one understands. So everyone, and now comes Vedas have no wisdom and no value. And then came, everyone whenever in a lecture on Vedas starts, everyone will start with Vyasa's classification. If you have not shown, I have 1 or 2 slides then, but I did not put it here because there are so many other slides I want to discuss. But remember a 4x4 matrix. Rows are Rigveda, Yajurveda, Samaveda, Atharvaveda, 4 Vedas, 4 rows, and there are 4 columns that will say Samhita, Brahmanas, Aranyakas, and Upanishads. So it's a 4x4. This is how Vedas are organized. And then they will say the Samhita and Brahmana together, where the Samhita really means collection. Samhitas are Veda mantras, and the Brahmanas that give details about that. Samhitas and Brahmanas together is called the Karma Kanda, and Aranyaka and Upanishads are the Jnana Kanda. Now, that is another reason to drop the study of Veda. Why? All want to be known and seen as pursuing jnana. Who wants to do the karma, or who wants to be associated, or he is going to do the rituals? So that is another reason. Hey, I am studying jnana because I am going to an Upanishad class. So you get a reflected glory, whether you understand Upanishad or not, doesn't matter. As long as you go to Upanishad lectures, you are pursuing jnana. And not only that, a new group called SBNRs, spiritual but not religious. I have to run fast because I want to do my main thing. Spiritual but not religious. There is a reason for this SBNR category among the other religions, the Semitic religions, because Semitic religions are faith-based. There is no spirit, no science. 1893, when Swami Vivekananda came to the first World Conference of Religion, and Swami Vivekananda said, all of you are potentially divine. The whole people immediately took to Vivekananda. Not a sinner, you are not a sinner, you are potentially divine. That is Swami Vivekananda started. So, there is a reason for a category called SBNR. I don't want to go the religious path, I want to, but ours is already a science and a spiritual. But without knowing that, in fact, Hinduism today, Rajiv Malhotra was interviewing the head of the Hinduism today in Hawaii, and he said, he also emphasized this point about 4 or 5 years ago. I listened to that lecture. They took a survey in North Carolina among Indian students. 82% of them said They have nothing to do with Vedas, they are all SBNRs. We don't want to do anything with it because we are pursuing jnana. Without realizing that Bhagavad Gita is a manual on karma. But Bhagavad Gita has been classified along with Upanishads, so but everybody must learn Bhagavad Gita and Upanishads. I have nothing against learning them because I myself taught that for 4 years, the Upanishad. But all these things contributed. So lack of Veda teachers to explain essence and meaning of Veda and Veda mantras. Intellectuals reading negative Veda messaging in most English translations. Vedanta centers bringing and teaching Gita, Upanishads and the Jnana emphasis. All of the above ensured Veda neglect. So let us quickly go through some more causes before I get to I said the first two is just the appetizer for me to take you to the key points that I wanted to say today. Let's start from the very beginning. Why start with Vyasa's classification? What happened before Vyasa? As you know, what is Vyasa's time? At least we know Vyasa was prominent among the Mahabharata war. So what is Mahabharata war's time? 3000 BC. So about 3200 or 3000 Vyasa has classified it. So what about before 3000 BC? Because all of you also have heard Veda, Anadi, ageless, Ananta, vast. So all these you have heard Anadi, no beginning. Then why only 3000 BC? Life didn't start at 3000 BC. So we'll start. Rishis taught to their disciples the Veda mantras that they learned and that were revealed to them. When we estimate, I should have put 5000 to 4000 BC. That's an error. It should be 5000 BC too because BC always starts, 5000 starts earlier than 4000. So 5000 to 4000 BC or earlier. During Vedic period, Vedas meant Veda Samhitas only, collection of mantras. And Rishis taught Veda mantras to their disciples. And Veda mantras have multiple meanings. Everyone wants to know what is the gross meaning. But beyond that, there are deeper meanings. And everything in our Veda Shastra or all scriptures, we can explain in three ways. Adi Bhautika, the material level, Adi Devic, from the God's level, Adhyatmic, internal, the deeper meanings. Rishis taught all three meanings to the initiates, but the Adhyatmic meanings and the conduct of yajna only to the lay or ordinary folks. Again, there is a reason, I don't want to get into the reason why they split into two. Because everyone cannot study Upanishads or the deeper, highly intellectual, argumentative aspects and all that to fully understand. Certain people can, so they pursue into that direction. But the large number of people want to do a worship, want to understand and go forward. Rishis not only taught Veda mantras but also helped in the conduct of yajna. About 3200 BC or so, the Vedic period ended. When the Vedic period ended, the above functions were done by a different set of people. What Rishis did, the teaching as well as the conduct of yajna became to be done by some people to teach, some people to do yajna, and after some time the people to teach disappeared. So only the yajna remained. And so the deep spiritual meanings taught to the initiates and contact of yajnas by Vedas again remained. To capture the spiritual aspects of the Vedas, Upanishad Rishis meditated in Aranyas on the Veda mantras. So the Upanishads are formed by the Upanishad Rishis much later after Vedas came, using the ideas and the spiritual ideas in the Vedas and expanded it into a more understandable language to later time. And a couple more points I want to say. So, how was the meaning of Vedas understood by people? Even though the Veda mantras are 5000 BC or 6000 BC, some of the Western scholars have not granted that Vedas are that old, but current research says, there's a Greek professor who has established research that it is at least 4600 BC or earlier Vedas, but some of the conservative Western scholars have assigned only 1500 BC or 2000 BC. Even then it is 4000 years old Vedas. But from that time, whether it is 6000 BC, which means 8000 years ago to today, the Veda mantras, the complete meaning of all the Veda mantras was first published by Sainacharya in the 14th century AD. So from 8000 years ago up to 1400 AD, that's about 700 years ago. Till that time, no one bothered about the meaning because the Veda mantras had power even if you do not know the meaning. So they lived in that power, and the first Sainacharya provided the word. And Sainacharya was a disciple of Sringeri Manch and emphasized only the ritualistic meanings of the Veda mantras. Now I am quoting few of the English authors. William Jones, Asiatic Society, he established published works on Sanskrit. In fact, William Jones is the person who made, while William Jones has done many negatives for Vedas, he has done many positives also. Sir William Jones was child prodigy on languages. By the age of 4, he knew Latin, Greek and all that. And finally, when he was posted to India, when he looked at Sanskrit, he said, Sanskrit is more perfect than Greek, more copious than Latin, and more extremely refined than both. That is what William Jones said. But William Jones also made many mistakes in that he translated to English. He introduced Sanskrit to many people, even though by 15th and 16th century, many Europeans have studied Veda. Many European scholars, Max Muller of the Compact East India Company, US scholars Wilson, Griffith and many others, all took to study the Vedas, and many English translations of Veda came between 17th to 19th century. All these translations relied on Saina's ritualistic meanings that completely sealed any possibility for them to understand the spiritual meaning, because Sainacharya himself said, because he is a disciple of Sringeri Manch, he is only going to explain the meanings of the Veda, the Adi-Baudic meaning, none of the Adhyatmic meanings. Many Indian intellects of the 20th century learned Veda from these English translations. Even today, if you ask, of course, all of us, whether for medical help or how to get from A to B direction or how to understand anything, you go to Google. And if you go to Google and put a Rigvedic passage, the meaning that you get is from Griffith. So please don't do it on Google. Use Google for all other things to get your directions and all that. But for Veda, do not rely on these English translations, because all of them, while they studied Sanskrit and did their own research, Sainacharya's word by word meanings was in front of them. Plus, Max Muller had other agendas also. We are not trying to discuss any of those things. But all these have the following drawbacks. They relied on Sainacharya's meanings, that is number one. Sainacharya, while admitting Veda mantras have spiritual meanings, but that only with ritualistic meanings. Thus, all English translations only had ritual meanings. 3. Vedas contained symbols and symbolism, totally unknown to the West. Many misexplained as well. Then multiple meanings, Adi-Devic, Adhyatmic, etc. of mantras are there, but Westerners knew only the direct word meanings. Now, what are the symbols and symbolism used in Vedas? I will give 2 or 3 few of them. There are a lot of symbols there, but I will give. Saraswati and Lakshmi will not stay together, because Saraswati is the goddess of intelligence and inspiration and all that, and Lakshmi as the goddess of wealth. They will not stay together means it is very rare that a highly intellectual pursuing academic and teaching and spending all his time on these causes is able to be very wealthy as well. That is what the rishis are meaning. But our Western authors said they are jealous of each other, and because you are referring to two nerdies, they will always everyone will believe. So that is a believable explanation from the Westerners, because nerdies cannot get together too, as though gents can do. They also have jealousy. Then they say, another thing they will say, sun has not risen today. And all these Western translators say, these rishis did not know the basic of science, that sun will rise every day. But what the rishi means is, we all chant this, Tamaso Ma Jyotirgamaya. So Veda has only two states, darkness and light. Any small lie that we make, that means we consider lies of various categories, some harmless lies. That is, for example, someone calls me to his house and I slept, I forgot to go to his. Oh, I had a long telephone for him, so I didn't come. We lie. That lie, we commit power. So, from now on, as they say, because many 10, 15 years ago, an astrologer told me, he once said, he was asked to go to a Upanayana function. He forgot he could not go. He said he had a car problem. Next day when he was going, he really had a car problem. So he said, in our discussion, he said, please do not start. Even before that, we all knew that there is no need. Why are you trying to make your friend feel good? You are making a small line in it. That is due to the tamas illness. So anytime Rishi felt that the negative feelings are coming to him, he will say, oh, today the sun did not rise. Within me. Because whatever you see in the macrocosm is in the microcosm also. So many such examples, and these people did not, unable to understand all these meanings. These translations said the Vedas do not have any wisdom. Rishis are nomads who did not know basic rules of science. Vedas are nothing but musings of illiterate nomadic wanderers who wandered at forces of nature. Even as late as 10 years ago, 15 years ago, when we discussed and all that, everyone will say, Yajurveda is used for yajna and all those things that everybody knows. Mantras are needed, and the Yajurveda priest is known as the Advaryu. He will conduct these yajnas. But Rigveda, oh, beautiful poetry on nature. Still, discussion about Rigveda is. So, with all these feelings, and many people don't know Sanskrit, so they read these English translations and from there they do this. These are the causes. So, I have set the stage now, why we got to this stage, where we are. So, Aurobindo, Sri Aurobindo, everybody have heard of Aurobindo Ashram in Pondicherry, our great saint. He's a rishi, but even though he is credited with yoga, Supermind, he is considered that. But he wrote essays in his Arya magazine during 1912 to 1914. To talk about Aurobindo itself will take a lot of time. Those who don't know, please read the biography of Aurobindo, what a brilliant person he is. Translate over 3,000 mantras of this. And Kamali Shastri, a scholar who was working under Ramana Maharshi, pursuing this several activities, had felt that Vedas had Advaitic meanings. He knew all the Sainajaria's meanings, he was not satisfied with that. He accidentally happened to see this Aurobindo's writings, so he went to Aurobindo Ashram and he worked with Aurobindo. So, Sri Aurobindo and the Kamali Shastri, they wrote meanings in detail about the Adhyatmic meanings and all those things. Rigveda has about 10,552 mantras, nearly half the mantras they are translated. But even those information we would have lost who is going to read Aurobindo? First of all, even Aurobindo's English is so hard to understand. Therefore, even if someone gives you a text of Aurobindo, it is not easy to follow that. But Professor Kashyap and the Pandit, he set up Sakshi Trust in 1997. He has authored 26 volumes in English with meanings of all mantras, of all Vedas, using Sri Aurobindo's insights. And Professor Kashyap has published another 50 plus smaller books and booklets on various aspects of Veda. Sri Aurobindo's spiritual and psychological meanings of Veda, Kabbalah Shastri's support works, Professor Kashyap's books, many of them I have read because I met with him, and I am doing research under Professor Kashyap for the past 6-7 years. So that is the basis of my talk today. Even though I am a practitioner of Veda since my Vichar days, at the age of 11 onwards, we had Shiva Puja at home, and my father got transferred. So the month after he got transferred, I had the Vinayam. I had a 1 week crash course how to do the Shiva Puja from him. I learned Shiva Puja. From that time onwards, I had literally, except of course when I was 4 years in Engg College hostel, then when I was doing masters, then I was doing, but various stages I could have dropped it, but some blessings from elders and rishis and devas, I was able to continue. Otherwise, when I went to Engg College, I could have dropped it. When I came to US, I could have dropped it. But all these things helped me to continue. So that is what I. So now let us understand what is this new understanding of the Vedas that I want to tell you. What are the spiritual and psychological meanings? Starts with Tadekam, that one, the Supreme, which later became the Brahman of the Upanishads. Everybody has heard Brahman as though Brahman was suddenly coined by Upanishads. It is no sir. It is Tadekam. And Upanishads themselves started only because at the end of Vedic period, when the rishis stopped and the yajna alone was given prominence, few rishis meditated using the Veda mantras, and they developed it and explained it in a language easily understandable. So we can understand it easily. When they say Tadayagam, difficult to understand, but Brahman is understand. Now Devas. This is another important aspect we should understand. Rigveda talks only about Devas. In fact, the very first or second slide about BharatiyaVicharManch that he put out, he said, Indram, Mitram, Varunam, Agnim, Ahu, Ekat Sat, Vipra, Bhagavadandi. Every progressive and intellectual will take the second line. These are 2-line words of the Rigveda. So, Mandala 1, 164 Sutta, 46th mantra. Indram, Mitram, Varunam, Agnim, Ahuhu, Ekam Sat, Vipra Bhagavati. And all our progressives and intellectuals take the second line, Ekam Sat, Vipra Bhagavati. Sat, reality is one. Vipra Bhaguda Bhavanti, knowledgeable people describe it in various ways. That religion is different. Ours is science. Others are faith-based religion. That is another thing we must understand. So don't take sentences out of context. It only said, Ekam said Vipra Bhaguda Bhavanti, so they call it by Indra, Mitra, Varuna, Agni, and I also mentioned here. And they are all Devas. Again, you will hear that Deva is translated in English as God. That is not correct. Deva is Div, light, power of light. So, they are powers of light, emanations or limbs of this Tadegam. They are the limbs of the Tadegam, the Brahman. You say, again, Upanishads will say Brahman is a Nirguna Brahman, and we worship Samana Brahman, form with form. That is not enough. It is all, science says it is energy. You look at the universe runs with clockwise precision because of the energy that is available. So there is, and every physicist will say, the self-aware universe. Universe has an awareness. So this Devas, and I have written that they are not personification of qualities. You cannot say he is a God and he has such and such quality. That is how the God definition is, it is a person or higher level person with a personification. But Devas are not personification. You may say, what is the difference? There is a lot of difference. They are supra-physical beings with consciousness, knowledge and psychological powers. Since they are supra-physical and they have knowledge and consciousness, you can communicate with them. But they don't have a body, supra-physical. Wherever they are, they can come. That is exactly the definition what science calls energy. And Vedic seers viewed the entire manifestation as divided into 7 dharmas or lokas, each with its own consciousness level. Now, this is because based on the mantra, Ato Deva Avantuno Yato Vishnu Vichar Prativya Saptadamavihi. This is a mantra that we chant every day when we chant Vishnu Sukta. Vaishnavite in particular, every day they chant this mantra. And every Saturday at Langley temple, we chant Vishnu Sukta, and this mantra comes. Prativya Saptadamavihi. This universe is divided into 7 stations or 7 planes of the earth. Now, of course, in Puranas, they will say, Tamil Puranas or every Purana will say, there are 2 into 7, 14 lokas. 7 above, then Atala, Vitala, Sutala, Kanadala, Pamala, 7 behind, below the earth. So 7 plus 7, 14 lokas that is in the Puranas. That has come from this Veda mantra. Now, what are these 7 planes of existence? Starting with the matter, that is called, go to the 3rd column, that is the material world. 3rd column says Bhuloka. Next is life, world of various becomings, Antariksha. 2nd is life, Antariksha. 3rd is mind. 4th is knowledge or truth. 5th is bliss. 6th is consciousness. 7th, existence. So, the Prithivya Saptadhamamihi, this whole universe is divided into the 7 lokas, each with its own consciousness level. Now, if you look at the rightmost level, the consciousness is gross matter, vital energy or prana, manas or intelligent mind, ideal mind, all those things, eternal bliss, and this. So, this is Sri Aurobindo explaining based on the Rigveda mantra. Now, I want to bring the analogy between the Rigveda 7 loka and the Taittiya Upanishad's Panchakosha, because there are many Vedantic scholars here, so they will easily relate the Panchakosha. So the matter world in the Upanishad, it is Annamaya Kosha. The pranic world, Pranamaya Kosha. Mind or Suvarloka, Manomaya Kosha. World of vastness or knowledge, Vijnanamaya Kosha. Then the 5, 6, 7, Sat, Chit, Ananda together, the Taittiya Upanishad puts them together as Satchidananda as Ananda. Ananda has above that bliss, consciousness, chit, and existence. Satchit Ananda of the Veda is the Anandamaya Kosha of the Taittiya Upanishad. Not only that, Taittiya Upanishad, this comes in the 3rd Shikshavali. Taittiya Upanishad has 3 sections. This comes in the Shikshavali, Driguruvai Varini, that they describe this Panchakosha. But in the first Shikshavali, in the 5th lesson, Bhur Bhuva Suvaritipa Eta Tisro Vyahridaya Tasa Muhasmaidam Chadurtim Mahachavasya pravedayate Mahayiti Tad Brahma Sa Atma Anga Anyanya Devata. This comes in the Shikshavali first section in the 5th chapter. So, Taittiriya Upanishad itself uses the Bhuhu, Bhuvaha, Suvaha because that 5th Bhu, Bhuva, Suvari, Va, Eta, Tisro, Vyahridaya. So, Bhuhu, so Taittiriya Upanishad later on used in the 3rd section, Bhriguvali, this Annamaya Kosha, Pranamaya Kosha, Manamaya Kosha. But in the first section, it exactly uses this Rigvedic word. Bhur, Bhuva, Suvar, Diva, Eta, Tisro, Vyahridaya, Tasam, Vasmaitam, Chaturthi. After that, there is a 4th one. Mahachamasya Pravedayate. The Rishi Mahachama, he is a Upanishad Rishi, has proclaimed. What did he proclaim? That should be called Maha Iti, and that is exactly Maharyoga. Bhuhu, Bhuvaha, Suvaha, Maha, Tavaha, Danaha, Satyam. These are the 7 lokas. So what is important? Now, however rich we may be, we cannot buy a plane ticket to go there. There is a way to go there. Each has a level of consciousness. By rising in consciousness levels, several benefits accrue. Rishis view this as a stair or ladder of consciousness or as a mountain with several peaks. And our Vedic Rishis have told us the goal of life is to climb the ladder of consciousness. In other words, each of us have to rise in consciousness levels or climb up the mountain. It may not be possible in one birth to get to the top. You climb whatever you climb, and also when you climb this mountain, when you go to the top of the mountain, you see, oh, there is another mountain that is at top, another one, and you cannot jump from there, you have to come down and go up again. So that is how the Rishis have explained this. By rising in consciousness, several benefits accrue. One is able to see better, to understand better, and to do one's work with greater perfection. One is able to rise in consciousness only if we drop the negative thinking, which is the cause for the Shatribhus. Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Moha, Mada, all of us have all these Shatribhus with us. And Rishi state, we all want to drop this. Even if we don't drop the Kama, we all have felt one time or other that we want to drop the Krodha. Why this anger? Why anger is not helping anybody? Why are we getting angry with others, we'll say? But we will not be angry as long as things go our way. But the moment it go our way, then we lose, we snap. And Rishis are saying that only with the help of Devas, one is able to rise in consciousness levels. Now, Vedic gods, so they have psychological powers. I said they are supra-physical beings endowed with consciousness, knowledge, and psychological power. They are incarnations or nations. In fact, Anga Anyanya Devata Upanishad itself has said, Sa Brahma, Sa Atma, Anganyanya Devataha. All the Devatas are the limbs of that Supreme, of that Brahman. They carry out actions directly from their consciousness without the need for body. And here comes the punchline. By reciting mantras, human beings can enter into concrete touch with the Devas. That is the reason to chant the mantra. Not so that you are able to do this function or that function. By chanting the mantra, you can get in touch with the Deva. And many of the mantras, I will give some examples of what these mantras are. Then by consciously communicating with these Devas, Devas take birth in you. They put an emanation in you, and it is called, they take birth in you. And when that birth Then, just like a plant, they put a seed in you, just like that seed grows in a plant, it will grow in a plant. That is how you get rid of the Shatrubhus, that is how you advance in consciousness. And these devas can literally take birth in human beings and guide him or her from within. Rishis have acknowledged in Rigveda mantras the help received from devas, without which they would not attain whatever they attain. Because Rishis, later on in one of the slides I will say, the son or daughter of a Rishi is not a Rishi. One becomes a Rishi only if by their meditative practices they are able to get a superconscious state and a mantra is revealed to them. So the definition of a Rishi as opposed to a seer or a saint is that a Rishi is one to whom at least one Veda mantra has been revealed. And if they have acknowledged in the Rigveda that without their help of devas, Agni and Indra are supposed to be Rishikrit, they will make you a Rishi. And who are these devas? Agnim, Mitram, Varinam, Indram, Ahu, Egam, Sat, Vipra, Vadanti. So these are all the devas. Agni, Indra, Vayu, Soma, Surya, Saraswati, Aditi, Ashwins, Vishnu devas, Mitra, Varina. Rigveda has 10,552 mantras and 1,020 suttas. These are revealed to over 400 rishis, of whom 30 are women rishis. So, ladies, this is not taboo for you. You want to become a rishi or rishika or rishini? No problem. Start meditating. You can also become rishis. Our Rigveda has shown it. So this also sort of removes the myth that ladies must not chant the Veda mantras. Maybe ladies should not chant it in the manner that men chant and take the priest job. Maybe that may be the intent, I don't know. But if you say that ladies must not worship sun, it is available to everybody. So if this Agni, these devas are available in the universe as energies, why not chant the mantra and communicate with Agni? I do not see much of a problem, but I am not the final arbiter. You talk to your Madhadipati, and if your Acharya says okay, then ladies can also chant. There are 2,000 mantras to Agni, 2,500 mantras to Indra, 1,200 mantras to Soma. Now Agni, willpower with correct understanding, power of aspiration, calls out and brings other devas to Yajna and to Yajmana. Power of divine mind, Soma is delight, Saraswati is the power of inspiration. Even though we have a photo of Saraswati with the Veena and all, that also is fine. Please do not change any of your worship habits. This is primarily addressed to those who are not doing any Veda mantras. Start paying attention to the whatever you are doing now, continue to do, because there is power of whatever you are doing. And Veda mantras, even if you don't understand it detail, chant the Veda mantra, it has its power. But with understanding, if you start doing it, it will go. Sri Aurobindo says, they are efficient, chanting mantras without knowing the meaning, they are still efficient, and you will get the benefits assigned to the mantras, but imperfect. You can make it more perfect by understanding what a deva can do. That is what we are trying to do. Surya is the power of truth. So, I am going to show you 3 or 4 slides by taking each of these. Agni. Even though there is a physical association, the moment we say Agni, we are thinking about fire. And many of us are even scared, especially the wildfire comes. We drop everything and run away from our home. But no, Agni is the psychological power of aspiration and willpower, vision, insights and wisdom. Therefore, by chanting a mantra, that is why all our practices connect with Agni. Agni is the very first deva all of us must worship. And that is the first sutta attributed to when Vyasa classified. You see, early on the rishis, this was not organized into Rigveda, so when the rishis got the mantras, they were simply teaching these mantras. And there was vast collection of mantras. And after the Rishis period ended, and only yajnas were happening, then Vyasa classified it into Rigveda and all that. And the way Vyasa has classified, there are 1028 suttas for Rigveda. The very first sutta is 9 mantras by Madhichandas Vishwamitra, a grandson of Vishwamitra Maharshi, and all 9 mantras for Agni. And because Agni is the power of aspiration and willpower, once Agni comes, that is why in the after Diksha, when you have the Sandhyavandanam, the brahmacharis are supposed to do Samidhadanam with some samits. You worship Agni. And after marriage, the grihastha are supposed to do Aupasanam. That is also worship of Agni. The power of Agni. Agni is the very first deva all of the people must call, because that gives you aspiration and willpower, it gives you vision, it gives you insight and wisdom. Chant Agni mantras. Welcome Agni to yourself. Agni may or may not come, because we have to set the stage also. Then I will come back a little bit later. Indra is a divine power. So I will send this biograph, all of you can study that. So what is the essay inside? The aim of both the Rishis and the Devas is to systematically lead every human being to higher and higher levels of perfection. This journey never stops till it emanates all-round perfection to every person at individual level. Now I want to talk about yajna. The yajna that we do, what is this yajna? Ya means striving for, ya means knowledge. Yajna means to strive for knowledge. Yajna is a sequence of sacred actions to invoke the presence of supra-physical cosmic forces. So the real reason to do a yajna is the priest will chant the Veda mantras and invoke the various devas, and those devas will help you to rise in consciousness level. Even though it is translated in the ROI, return on investment, if you conduct this yajna, then you get such and such benefits. It has gone in that manner. That also is okay, because your faith will help you and do all those things. But more than any material possessions that we get from the yajna, if you are able to rise in consciousness level, then we will be able to do all our work with more perfection. That is the whole idea. You see? Spirit, now I have to skip all that because I am running behind. Now, yajna, Bhagavad Gita also says, is that activity of collaboration between the devas and human beings. It is not a mere ritual. In fact, Bhagavad Gita, 3rd chapter, 11th sloka, Devan bhavayatainana, te deva bhavayantu vaha, parasparam bhavayantaha, srayat paramavapsisi. Devan bhavayatainana, that means you worship Deva and you take care of Deva. Devas do not need anything, even though we offer money, health and all those things. They want our delight to be, oh, only with this you came and you helped me. That your satisfaction giving back to Devas, because they don't have a physical body. So you don't need to give any material objects to them. So your relationship, you communicate with them in a very friendly manner. That is what the Devas is. Deva, then Te Deva Bhavayantu Vaha. Once you communicate with Deva by this Veda mantras, then Te Deva Bhavayantu Vaha. Those Devas will take care of you. Then Parasparam Bhavayantaha. By taking care of each other, Sraya Param Avapsisi. Srayas. Srayas means Kirti. Dhamma Nimitta Kirti Srayas. Yasha Srayas and all that is different from Prayas, real material. So that is what Bhagavad Gita says. Now I'll skip that because I want to take you to few details and then what is the way forward. So how are this organized? How did Vyasa organize this? There is Rigveda, 10,552 mantras. Yajurveda has some Rigveda mantras and some new mantras, Yajus, prose sentences. There are Krishna Yajurveda and Shukla Yajurveda. Samaveda is completely contained. Almost 98% of Rigveda mantras are from Samaveda, but it is set to Saman music. And Atharva Veda has the Rig mantras and something new. And the Rig Veda has 10,552, Krishna Yajurveda is 4,800, different numbers of them. The total there are 26,000 mantras. If overlap removed, unique mantras is about 20,000. Now, we heard all these things. So how is this going to help us? What should we do? Way forward. So I only listed very few things and all that. So way forward. Now that we have this Sri Aurobindo's meaning, that will make us try to understand. And Professor Kashyap has translated this into 26 volumes. I will give his website towards the end. You can look at all the order books if you want and try to learn and understand Veda in a more detailed manner. So, how can we benefit? Connecting to cosmic powers and getting their help improves all aspects of our life. So, all of us can chant mantras, learn mantras, even if you don't learn with the swara, because you are not going to chant for a function to conduct a yajna. You are only chanting to have a personal communication with this Agni, Saraswati, Aditi, Indra. So, each deva has their own psychological power. So you can get that power. If you are lacking in self-confidence and willpower, Agni. If you want a divine mind, Indra. You want Mitra, Maitritvam, friendship with others, Mitra. And Varuna, who will remove negativity. But one must aspire for this. Now changing from mortal life, because this boohoo bhuvan suvaha, our life is mixed with truth and falsehood. The Shadribhus. All of us have Shadribhus. Only thing is, some of us has more of this, less of that. All of us have this Shadribhus. And removal of the Shadribhus is what we should try. We should not try to additionally add on to those. And by having these mantras and devas, once deva comes in, negativity will start lessening. Leading such a life will help all of our lives to become more and more perfect, harmonious, and lead to happiness. That is the message from the rishis as explained by Aurobindo. Now, I have put a chart here. I showed a seven-step yoga that rishis saw our universe. That is there. And I say our conventional, non-Vedic ladder of material life. Even though left side shows the levels, what rishis are saying, the universe is divided. Right side says, we come up as child, teenager, academic degrees, job, marriage, family, manager, CFO, chairman, or doctor, lawyer, whatever. We are also following a 6 or 7 steps. We also want to go from this step to the next step and down there. So this is a chart I put together. So, no time to study Veda, all my time, return and why chant this mantra, read this yajna, or go to temple, nothing is going to happen to you. Instead, you try to learn computer, then you can get certified to Microsoft C++. Nobody knows what is the benefit of getting certified in C++, but everyone wants, and they say, oh, my child is a Microsoft C++ certified at the age of 8 or 7. Another parents will try to make it at 6. That is our life going on. So, we are also following this, going from step by step. But this. So, what are Rishi is saying that Aurobindo says, introduction of the Vedas into our lives. Question, how can the Vedas help us in our climb up the ladder of material success? Because I don't want to be a saint, I don't want to be a priest, I don't want to get any this thing. But don't you want yashas? Don't you want shreyas as opposed to prayers? We are ready to go and listen to Katha Upanishad where Yama says the road forks at every time into 2. One goes to shreyas, one goes to prayers. Katha Upanishad doesn't say you should go to the shreyas path. It says Balas and Buddhas follow the prayers path. The Dhiras, the one who has the Dhi follows the Shreyas path. What is Shreyas? Dharma Nimitta Kirti. It is not enough that you have faith. You want a morally and ethically based life. That is what our Shastras are trying to tell us. So, what they say is, how did the Vedas help us into this climb? Vedic study and performance of Yajna and Swadhyaya involve the Devas. Who are the Devas? Not the Puranic gods. Who are the Devas? They have no physical form. Supra-physical beings, but with consciousness, knowledge and power. Psychological power. That psychological power, they will plant in you and you rise in consciousness level. You see, have you watched this NFL games? Professional football, the season will start in August and there are now Rams went to Super Bowl, so some people would have started getting interested in professional football. One of the things you know is, the coaches will be on the sideline, but the play caller is sitting in the head, one level high. Why? He can see the field better. So if you rise in consciousness level, you will do your job much better. So what you should aim is to rise in consciousness level by getting rid of this. That is what rishis are saying. So if you go to this, so it takes us to higher levels of consciousness, expand our potential to fuller extent, help us reach higher levels of accomplishment, help us lead a peaceful life. So we may not, by chanting these mantras, we may still stay only in the material world, but we would also become, if you are, because you see clearly, when you rise in consciousness level, you can become a chairman, you can become a neurosurgeon, you can become a lawyer, professional, because by having these Veda mantras and these devas taking birth in you, all your activities takes much less time and they come with more perfection. So my slide is 7, there is no need to not study Veda. Now, I will skip that because I have to I want to teach this one mantra to all of you. This is the very first mantra of Veda. This is to invite Agni to her. So, forget about all thoughts. I am going to first read this and then I will repeat it. Agnim Ile. Agnim. We are not going to go for the intonation of Swara. We only want to correctly understand the meaning of the word and chant this. Agnim Ile Purohitam Yajnasya Devam Ritwijam Hotaram Ratnadaramam. First I will chant how it is pronounced in a Vedic rhythm. Agnimi Ile Purohitam Yajnasya Devam Ritwijam Hotaram Ratnadaramam. That is how it is to be chanted if you are chanting along with priests and during a yajna. But what we have to do is Agnim Ile. I adore you. I respect you. I invite you. Why I invite you? Because you are Purohita. Purohita, priest is one meaning. Puraha means in front. He will lead you from the front. Purohitam. Then Yajnasya Devam. He is the Deva of the Yajna that you are doing. All Yajnas, he is the Deva. And he will call Hodaram. Hodaram means he will call the other Devas. If you are doing a Sudarsana Homa, you want your Sudarsana to come, Agni will call you. If you are doing a Rudra Homa, you want your Rudra to come, Agni will call you. If you are doing the Chandi Homa and you are your goddess to come, Agni will call you. Because he is Hodaram. Then Ratnadadamam. Ratnam, you can say it is diamond Ratnam or a very valuable stone. But Ratnam is felicities in you. He will develop the full potential in you. Ratnadadamam. So that is this mantra. So now I am going to say, please repeat. Agnim Ile Purohitam Yajnasya Devam Ritwijam Hodaram Ratnadadamam. Now we are going to take two words. Agnimi Ile Purohitam Yajnasya Devam Ritwijam Hodaram Ratnadatamam. I'll send this, I will ask them to send this thing to whosoever want it. Just this one mantra. You start with that. Every day morning along, you won't take more than 2 or 3 minutes. Think about an Agni, not the fire. A Deva, no form, but a supra-physical being which has consciousness and which has the power to Ritwijam, ecstasy in truth. So he will remove your negativity and all that. Now, Sakshi trustees, I wanted to say 2 things because I learned a lot of things by working with the professor. Even though I have been practicing this, I don't have time to say, but I would have said a lot more how this has become an enormous, it connected so many things because I started from the age of 11 after my Diksha into this, and then wherever I go, hey, why are you a scientist? Why are you doing all these things? I said, that is why I said, but still I said, no, that's ritual. Then I said, okay, let me go to Upanishad. And I taught the Dashapurushad. Then I didn't find any jnana. Then I said, if Vedas are now the books of wisdom, then it would not have survived 10,000 years. If it was just ritual, it would have disappeared. So it is still surviving. So I wanted to find out the answer, and for 5 years I was searching and searching. And finally I found this Professor Kashik. So that is why our Shastra say, when the student is ready, teacher will be formed. You don't have to worry about it. So everyone keep on searching in yourself, then you will get the teacher. I found this, so I have great regard for Professor Kashik because of that. And this www is not either I corrected the CPTM. Just go to vedh.com, veda.com, no www. And then I started a Vedic preservation, promotion and teachings for which they have started a Veda Nidhi fund. Those who want to contribute as charity, do that. Now conclusion, oldest books of wisdom the world has seen, our Holy Hindu scriptures, is not studied or promoted today in its land of origin. The message of Veda, of being able to lead a harmonious life with peace and happiness and all-round perfection, is neither understood correctly nor steps in place to explain this Vedic message to its peoples. The message of Veda is as much valid today as when first known. Everyone says, oh, Veda is old, that may be valid at that time, not valid today. Today spend all the time, spend the time only on ROI. Measure your return on investment and spend the time. Then there will be no cause for. Here we have in front of Shindeji sitting here. He has spent the last 10 years, 24/7 for a Dharma Civilization Foundation cause. So many such people I see here, voluntary work. Vinod Amasta, the BharatiyaVicharManch, all those people, our Veda Circle friends, all of us doing the voluntary. There will be no time for in the new concept because they said Veda doesn't have any meaning today. But Veda is very relevant. In fact, it is the Dharma deficit and not the trade deficit or forex reserve that is the cause of ritual. And again, I must give credit to Kalyan Vishwanathan, who is the current president of the DCF. In a private conversation, he told me, the problem is not the trade deficit, but it is the Dharma deficit. So I have borrowed his term, Dharma deficit. It was originally coined by him 3 or 4 years in a private discussion with him. By chanting Veda mantras, by communicating with Devas and welcoming them to ourselves, we will be able to overcome our Shadribhus. Without overcoming our Shadribhus, we will not rise in consciousness level. We may make lot of money and all that thing, but you want to go climb our rishis are saying, even the yajna, purpose of yajna is to hear the Veda mantras and to invite the Devas so that we can rise in consciousness level. Not to get a return on whatever investment you make on the yajna dravya. We will be able to overcome Shadribhus with a happy life. Without understanding Vedas and the Devas Rig Veda, we cannot even understand the Vedanta, in my opinion, because Vedanta is nothing but Veda. The spiritual, the 7 the spirit, Tadekam is the Brahman, and the Panchakosha everything, or any of our other scriptures. Veda is the basis of all our scriptures. With this, I conclude my talk. Sorry, I may have taken a little bit more time, but I will be happy to take any questions.